I'm very excited to have Tegan and Sara in studio. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Are you ever just Tegan or just Sara, or is it always Tegan and Sara?
Oh, no, we prefer to just be a Tegan or a Sara.
Yeah.
But we realize our value increases when there's both of us.
I like both of you individually at this point.
Oh, my God. Well, take care. Good luck, Tegan.
Yeah, no problem.
If you can wait in the hall and then come back, and then we'll go from there. Playing tonight at the Arvis Bank Theater at the Midland. How have you guys been? It's been a while since you've been to Kansas City.
I know. We've been really good. We just put out a record, and we took a little break after our last record. We needed some at-home time.
Yeah.
But we've been really good. We're feeling really excited about the tour. It's only the fourth night of the tour, so it'll be a very interesting show, I'm sure. We're still, making mistakes and figuring everything out, but yeah, we're really excited. We're so grateful to still have a career. Thanks, everyone.
20 years, you were saying earlier.
I know.
Has it sunk in at all, or does it still feel like yesterday you kind of
We're
started
grateful
this?
that we started when we were teenagers, so 20 years still means that we've still got lots of learning to do. But we're not teenagers anymore, so it feels like we've got our ground beneath us,
Yeah. Do you find that some mornings it's harder to roll out of that bunk?
It's kind of always been hard, actually, to roll out of the bunk. But I definitely feel like we were just talking about the fact that we didn't drink for like the first 10 years of our career. Like, we would have like a big night out or have like a beer or something. But, we were really lucky. We sort of just didn't have the money or the time or the energy. And so I feel like we've aged somewhat. Yeah. We don't look that haggard for 20 years in the music industry.
Not at all. No.
We're really trying to undo that behavior and we're just like really living the dream, popping off champagne all the time.
Right.
Just kidding.
I don't believe that for a second. Not for a second. As you hit your water bottle.
I think we live a really good life. It's been a long career, but we've also had a lot of different stages of that career. And right now we're in a very comfortable place. We get to play in places that we love, and we get to be surrounded by people we really care about. And it's awesome.
My first favorite question to ask whenever I first meet a band is, what was that moment where you guys looked at each other and you went, how the hell did we get here? Why is this what we're doing with our lives?
I think we've had so many of those moments. We kind of fell into music in a strange way. Like, we started playing music in high school, and people started to get really excited about it. We were truly just a, late 90s garage band. But we managed to somehow turn that into a career. And I think we consistently, almost every year, have a moment like that. Probably the last time we had that moment was at the Oscars. We played Everything Is Awesome at the Oscars last year. And right before we went on, I was so scared. And I remember looking at Sara and thinking, like, how did these two nerdy drama kids, who basically just scraped by in high school, how did we get here?
Yeah.
And like, at any point, I just had like imposter syndrome moment where I was like, at any point, someone's going to come drag us off the stage and be like, no. We're going to put real musicians up here. So, but yeah, it happens constantly.
But probably the first time, honestly, was opening for Neil Young when we were 20.
Yeah.
Like that, we stood on stage those first couple of nights, and we had done like bar shows and played at coffee shops, and suddenly we were in like sheds in America playing to like, the pizza crowd, the people who come early to like eat in their seat and like wait for Neil Young. And we were sort of like getting ushered out on stage to perform for these people with really zero experience. And I remember, having a lot of crisis. Just like we would get into the van after the shows, and we'd have to start driving as soon as we were done playing, because we were on a bus tour, but we were in a van, so we would often have to cover 4 or 5 hours after the shows. And I remember like laying in the back of the van, like crying, like just like, and you want to feel grateful, you want to feel lucky, but we were just so in over our heads.
Yeah.
And there was so many days where I was like, I just want to go home. I miss my parents. It was almost like we had been sent away or we were being punished. We learned so much. It was an incredible experience, but man, I was out of my league a lot on that tour.
You don't want to do that again?
I would do it now. Now it's like, we have so much experience, and it would be so different, but we were really like little kids. Like, I remember the first night of the tour, we walked out on stage to sound check, and our guitars didn't have guitar straps. We'd always played sitting down. And I remember Neil Young's guitar tech coming over and saying, so you guys gonna sit or stand? Or we were like, I guess stand. And he like actually took our guitars off the stage, drilled the hardware, and gave us guitar straps so we could like actually wear our guitars. We were kids. We were like little kids.
What is one piece of advice that you would give maybe some high school kids that are thinking about starting a band?
It's a lot of work. And, the advice is more just like, you've got to be willing to put in the work, and I think a lot of bands make the mistake that like even when something really exciting happens, like you still got to kind of put your head down and keep working and be kind to the people who are helping you, because you're gonna need a lot of help along the way.
And it never stops. Like people think that you make it, as in like you reach some sort of top stair and you don't have to climb anymore.
Right.
But, I mean, you really never can stop. Like the work and the hustle never stops. Doesn't matter what good stuff happens to you. And I just think a lot of people aren't willing to see that through or sacrifice all the things you kind of have to sacrifice. Like we spend, over 250 days away on the road and away from friends and family. And it makes you it's a bit of a Peter Pan lifestyle. Like we're sort of arrested development in a lot of ways.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine being away from everybody for that long.
It's weird. You get used to it though. It's like weird and addictive. Like you kind of like, I miss everybody, but I also would really miss this,
So home is a bus, though, essentially, right?
Home is a bus, and then as the bus gets, then the longer you're on tour, the more you miss home, and then you want to go home. I mean, it's a cycle. Yeah, it's a cycle.
Our lives
Chris
sort of
Waller from Death Cab for Cutie produced 2 of our records, and I remember him one time we were having a break in the studio, and I'll never forget, he was sitting there eating the sandwich, and he's like, when you're on tour, you want to be at home. When you're at home, you want to be on tour, and you want to be on tour when you're at home, but then you're at home and you want to be on tour. And I was like watching him like sort of tick out, and then he's like, and then you want to get a cat, but you can't get a cat because you have to tour. And I was like, stop.
Yeah, touring with a cat would not be a good thing. I can't imagine.
I've never even wanted a dog, and all of a sudden I really want a dog, just like a little like one of those, what do they call it? Emotional support dogs.
Yeah, really put a little vest on it and take it with you everywhere.
I'm like, what's happening to me? Why do I need that? But when I think about crawling into my bunk with a dog, all of a sudden I'm like, that would be cool.
I know some people that have some dogs.
Okay, well,
the tour. I'm just saying.
Keep you posted.
Might be able to hook you up.
Yeah.
We are talking to Tegan and Sara. They're playing tonight at the Arvis Bank Theater at the Midland. There are still tickets available. I actually have some tickets as well that we'll give away coming up here in just a few minutes. But you brought some guitars. You're nice enough to play for us today. What are we going to do first?
Well, I'm going to play our single, Stop Desire. It's only the 3rd time I've ever played it on acoustic guitar, so I just want to give everyone advance warning that I'll probably make a mistake.
That's okay. If you need to stop and start over, I won't tell
I'm
anybody.
I'm going to try not to do that because I feel like that would be, that might be the beginning of the end.
We won't tell anyone. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine.
But yeah, this is called Stop Desire.
All right. It's Tegan and Sara live in the Sporting KC studios, brought to you by Boulevard Brewing Company on the bus.
Can't deny I'm begging for attention, dropping hints, hoping for some tension. I'm getting tired of making all this racket, waiting on you to get your ass in gear. I didn't want to be so invested. I played it cool and then I overdressed it. You were there, I was tired of this nonsense where you pretend you don't get me, feel me, want me, like me, love me, need me. Tonight, feel for my fire. You can't stop desire. Oh, 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 stop desire. Oh, 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 I've tried, but your future my fire. You can't stop desire. Oh, 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 stop desire. Oh, 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 oh. In a minute I'll be hoping that you're outside. Another second you'll be walking on my wild side. You know I'm ready for anything to happen. Take this passion, turn it into action. Get me, feel me, want me, like me, love me, need me. Tonight, you feel for my fire. You can't stop desire. Oh, 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 stop desire. Oh, 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 I've tried, but your future my fire. You can't stop desire. Oh, 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 stop desire. Oh, 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 right where I want you, back against the wall. Trust when I promise, never let you fall. You're right where I want you, back against the wall. You can trust me, I'll never let you fall. Tonight, if you feel my fire, you can't stop desire. Oh, 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 stop desire. You can't stop desire. Oh, 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 stop desire. Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, that's Tegan and Sara live in the Sporting KC studios, brought to you by Boulevard Brewing Company. There is just something about you guys, and I don't know, as soon as you start singing, I immediately know that it's you. I don't know if it's just the fact that, like, the harmonies are always on point. That too. But if I'm flipping through and I hear a Tegan and Sara song, I always stop and I know immediately that it's you guys because that harmony. I mean, you guys obviously know each other and have known each other for a while.
Met a few times.
When did you guys realize that you wanted to sing and that you could sing together like that? Because that seems like kind of an odd thing.
We never really were interested that much in music. When we got into high school, we were more interested in drama, and we didn't necessarily even like acting. We liked writing and directing, and but we had a guitar kicking around the house, and we loved, you know, grunge music, and that sort of Portland Northeast scene was like popping off, and we really liked the Riot Girls, and so everyone we knew was in a band, and we were always going to see shows. And it sounds somewhat narcissistic, but we sort of were just like, well, if everyone else can play in a band, why can't we play in a band?
Right.
It was all dudes, right? So we were like, well, we want to be in a band. And we both sort of secretly started writing songs. We were too nervous to tell each other, but we kind of caught one another. And I needed Sara to run the tape recorder so I could tape my demos, and Sara needed me to run hers. And just inevitably we started to sing together, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you should sing some like call and answer here, or try to do a harmony. And then our parents caught us. And I say that like it was a bad thing, but they were just like, what's happening? Like,
right.
You know, and so they bought us another guitar. So we had a second guitar, and we started playing for friends. And, you know, that thing you just described, like that there's something about when we sing together, it would draw people in. I don't know that we were that good, but there was something unique about us being sisters and being able to sing together. And that encouragement, it was the first time in our lives where someone was telling us that we were good at something. We'd been overachievers as young kids, but we'd kind of been degenerates as teenagers. You know, we were
right.
Kind of fell off. You know, we were like skipping school and smoking pot, and all of a sudden people were encouraging us, and it made us focus, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And it helps that you like each other, I'm sure.
we do most of the time.
Most of the
Sarah's
time.
pretty interesting.
I
I like
can-
how she writes songs.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I can't imagine trying to do something with my sibling where I had to spend 250 shows a day. Like, I can't imagine. We would kill each other. So congratulations on still surviving, I guess, at this point.
We're alive.
We are talking to Tegan and Sara. They are playing tonight at the Arvis Bank Theater at the Midland. Going to do one more song for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do we got?
We're going to play a song called Boyfriend.
Perfect.
All right, here we go. Tell you that, oh boy.
Oh, well, Sarah.
Tell you that I love you, that I can't hold back. The feeling that you give me, wanna give it right back. And Tegan, don't distract me on radio.
I know.
Take two or take two.
Take three
Take
or take
three.
four.
I
Here
like
we
it.
go.
This is what makes us Tegan and Sarah.
Tegan and Sara live on the bus.
Tell you that I love you, that I can't hold back. The feeling that you give me, wanna give it right back. I know you always win at this particular game. I need to know the rules if you want me to play. You treat me like your boyfriend, and trust me like a very best friend. Kiss me like your boyfriend. You call me up like it would your best friend. You turn me on like it would your boyfriend. I don't wanna be a secret anymore. I'm trying to be honest, cause I can't relax. Oh, when I get around you, I can hide the fact I let you take advantage cause it felt so good. Blame myself for thinking we both understood. You treat me like your boyfriend, and trust me like a very best friend. Kiss me like your boyfriend. You call me up like you would your best friend. You turn me on like you would your boyfriend. I don't wanna be a secret. I don't wanna play the crying game. You feel the same. You feel the same. Don't wanna spin the bottle again. You feel the same. You feel the same.
You treat me like your boyfriend and trust me like a very best friend. Kiss me like your boyfriend. You call me up like you were your best friend. You turn me on like you were your boyfriend. I don't wanna be your secret anymore.
There you go. Tegan and Sara live on the Alternative 96.5 The Buzz. Playing tonight, Arvis Bank Theater at the Midland. New album, Love You to Death, out. Finally.
It's out.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
Whatever that really means now. We're so confused by it. When we this is the first record that we've put out that we really sort of haven't even paid any attention to sales or downloads or whatever. We just look at like Spotify and
Streaming. It's cool.
Shazam. It's kind of interesting because there's a lot of analytics that we wouldn't have had access to when we were sort of participating in the more traditional model. It's kind of fun. Like on a day-to-day basis, we can see where there's like activity happening all over the world. It's really cool.
Yeah. One of the things that seems really most exciting about releasing a record in 2016 is that people seem interested in all of the songs. Like, it's not so single-based. I mean, we're a different kind of band. Obviously, when you're, like Katy Perry or Taylor Swift, I think that model is still, like, you put a single out and focus on one song.
Right.
But it's cool. It feels like 2005 again or something. Like, we're getting alternative radio, but then some pop stations are playing it. And like Sarah said, we're focused on Spotify, and kids are coming up on the street and being like, I love that girl in White Knuckles. And they're just, like, talking about songs that aren't the singles, and it feels really liberating. Like, as an artist who's focused on songwriting and our craft for so long, it feels really overwhelming, almost like the gratitude I feel to our fans that they're focused on the whole record and not just one song. It's really cool.
Do you think streaming has helped at all, or do you think it's hindered?
I mean, we've always been a band that sort of hesitated to I like new technology. I'm one of those people that sort of like holds off giving my opinions. Like when I think about Napster and like illegal downloading, we were always hesitant to sort of get on board saying like, this is wrong and you're bad. Like there was a part of me that always sort of felt populist in the sense that I just want people to hear it.
Yeah.
And if you really honestly don't have money to buy the record, I would just rather you hear it or get it from a friend or stream it or whatever. Like at the end of the day, that's not really how we're making a living. We tour. We're a touring band.
Right.
And so for me, however the songs
So it's okay if you
get
stole
out there, I
our
don't
music.
care.
Just come to the show
Yeah.
tonight and hang out with us.
I don't even think of it as stealing. Like I just honestly at this point I think that we're in this really, really interesting time where there's an evolution taking place and music is sort of it's not that it doesn't have value, it's just that the value isn't necessarily attached to a price tag. It's something that draws people into our sets at festivals. It's what's drawing people into our shows in individual cities. I have nothing to complain about, you know. I don't think that we're the kind of band that looks back at the time where it cost $28 to buy a CD. I don't look, sure, great. I bet lots of people got rich off that, but like the regular average person, I would rather them have it for a stream for $9.99 a month and be able to listen to anything, any music they want.
And the entire record. Like
The entire record,
people listen
whatever
to
they
it.
want, yeah.
Yeah.
Our whole catalog. I mean, I think about kids discovering us on Spotify playlists and being able to then, you know, search and find our 8 records. We have 8 records. Like, I love the idea that they have access to all of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Tegan and Sara, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
For coming in and hanging out with us.